Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Connor James. We're going to begin tonight with breaking news in Floyd County. That's where the county's coroner says he was called to the scene of a fatal accident. Now, this happened on Route 80 near the Garrett exit. Officials tell us someone was hit and killed by a car. Now, we're still trying to figure out what led up to the crash. And of course, we will keep you updated as we learn more on this over on our website, WYMT.com. Well, today the CDC and World Health Organization confirmed a case of the new coronavirus is in the United States. Now, we've had people messages here saying they've heard the coronavirus is in Eastern Kentucky. Well, it is, but there's a lot of rumors and myths around the virus and its family. I talked with a local health official about all that today. Tuesday afternoon, a case of the new coronavirus was confirmed in the United States.
We have now seen that a case has been identified in Washington state.
This following fears as an outbreak spread in China. Those fears hitting our region.
There's no indication this is anywhere near our area in Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky.
Public Health Director for the Kentucky River District, Scott Lockard, says this coronavirus is not near us, but we experience the coronavirus frequently.
Yeah, there's no cause for alarm. If somebody goes to the doctor and they're told that they have a virus or their child has a coronavirus, again, it can be the common cold.
The virus we're hearing about in China and now the U.S. is a novel strain.
Novel means new, so it's something they haven't seen before, and so it's really heightened concerns by the World Health Organization.
There's no vaccination for that strain yet. Coronaviruses can be serious, like the rare, severe acute respiratory syndrome, but that's not always the case.
Yeah, all those different things. It could take pneumonia, the common cold, a lot of those different respiratory illnesses.
Lockard says the department here in Perry County constantly monitors where outbreaks are happening across the United States, and the public can help prevent it.
But practicing, good oral hygienic practices right now is a way to contain this.
Now, the new strain of the coronavirus has killed 6 people in Asia. Health officials in the United States say they believe the risk to the public here is low. Here in Perry County, you're of course urged to just practice healthy habits and stay away from others if you feel sick. Well, a major hospital is shutting its doors later this year. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital is set to close in September. Now, the facility employed around 1,000 people. Until the hospital closes in September, care will continue as normal. One woman who works at the center says the news came as a shock to her and her fellow employees.
They were all devastated. There had been a woman that worked there 29 years. She was just tore up. They were all crying. It was a very upsetting room to be in.
State Representative Danny Bentley says he's called on the governor's office to do everything possible to keep the doors open and the people in the community served. Well, today, University of Kentucky researchers announced a project that plans to rid Perry County of hepatitis C. It's called KeyTreat, and it comes with a $15 million grant. It will treat anyone 18 years or older in Perry County who tests positive for Hep C. This comes at no cost to them.
Everyone in Perry County who is chronically infected with hepatitis, whether they're insured, uninsured, drug user, non-drug user, anybody who is interested in getting treated, they can come to our clinic and make an appointment.
The clinic is located in the Hazard ARH Medical Mall. It's estimated that 900 people in Perry County are infected with hepatitis C.
Well, it was another very cold day here in the mountains, and I promise tonight, yes, it's going to be cold, but we're going to start to warm up as we head into tomorrow. Reached a high of 31 today. See, average right around 43. We're significantly below that. The low of 20 this morning, definitely on the chilly side, and not too far from the average of 27 for this time of year. And those temperatures still into about those lower 20s for a lot of us here across the mountains. You can see those teens in Irvin, Ashland, Wise, and even down into parts of Monticello. Most of us dropping into about the low to mid-teens tonight with those clear skies, calm winds, And those cold conditions, well, it's the perfect ingredients for, of course, some frost. You're going to want to give yourself a few extra minutes in the morning to scrape the frost off those cars, and you're going to want to give yourself a few extra minutes to really just warm up those cars in general, because it's going to be pretty chilly as you're headed out the door, going to work or headed out to school in the morning. But like I said, I promise temperatures going to get warmer. We'll be near average for tomorrow, lower 50s by Thursday, upper 40s Friday. And it looks like we'll be tracking another little bit of a cool down as we head into the weekend, and that's because our next system moves in Friday and into your Saturday. We'll break down our next rainy system coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. The Whitley County Dispatch was among the many in our area that got flooded with 911 calls after Monday's earthquake. Calls from across the county in areas like Mount Morgan and Pleasant View, to name a couple. Employees at G&E Drive-In said they noticed things like lights flickering, but did not know what caused it at first.
I just thought, like, how in the world did I not know there was an earthquake? Because that's something that, like, everybody knows happens when it happens. I might work more Monday mornings now. See what else fun happens.
Whitley County also got reports of an earthquake on Sunday. Well, sometimes it's not easy to donate money, and although vital, officials with local nonprofits Judy's Place for Kids say they understand the struggle. However, there are ways you can do your part. Donating low-cost items like tissues and Play-Doh can be a huge help. Executive Director Lauren Kretzer says becoming aware of child abuse signs can help, especially during the colder months.
And sometimes in the wintertime, when there's a lot of school closings and holidays that the schools are closed for, these children are not around another adult outside of their situation.
Another way to help is through a volunteer program called Court Appointed Special Advocates, also known as CASA. Each volunteer visits with a child in family court every 30 days. If you would like to become a volunteer or donate, you can call Judy's Place for Kids at 606-886-8520. Well, the Mingo County Sheriff's Department is investigating a shooting in Delbarton Tuesday evening. According to Sheriff James Smith, one man is dead and the shooter is in custody. Deputies are still on the scene taking statements, and West Virginia State Police are assisting in the investigation. Now, details about what led up to the shooting are unavailable at this time. Well, now to Lawrence County. That's where state troopers say they've made an arrest in an armed robbery. Officials with Kentucky State Police say this man, 48-year-old Donald Adams Jr., robbed Kmart in Louisa. After reviewing surveillance footage, troopers say they found Adams at his home, which was less than a block away from the store. He was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. And a man pardoned by former Governor Bevin is in trouble with the law again. Dayton Jones was indicted on drug charges on January 10th in Oldham County and bonded out of prison last Friday. Now, back in 2014, Jones pleaded guilty of sodomizing a teen with a toy during a party. The teen had to have surgery after the attack. Bevin did away with Jones's 15-year sentence despite cries from the prosecutor, who said there was a mountain of evidence against him. The timelines of Jones's drug case and Bevin commuting his sentence did overlap. Well, a proposed bill in the Kentucky House might have you spending more when you go out to shop if passed. John Sims Jr. is sponsoring a bill that would raise sales tax in 2021 to 8%. Joey McKinney, owner of Appalachian Apparel, says he is worried about his customers, but it could also impact businesses in the end.
If it's something that comes down to coming in and buying my local products or ordering something online where they don't necessarily have to pay that sales tax or go somewhere else where they don't have that sales tax, you know, it definitely could affect where my business comes from.
Currently, the bill is referred to the Kentucky House Appropriations and Revenue Committee. If it were to pass it, it would be the first sales tax increase since 1990. Well, another eastern Kentucky county joined the ever-growing list of Second Amendment sanctuaries. Floyd County just this evening passed a resolution affirming so. The fiscal court reports that it passed unanimously. They join more than 40 other counties in the Commonwealth who passed similar resolutions. Well, from hallway lockers to the Oval Office, one Pike County student took her fight for faith to the President of the United States. Emily Cheney has been taking a stand for prayer in schools since her prayer locker was shut down in the fall. Her pray away attitude sparked the interest of someone in the White House. She was invited to take part in the Right to Pray announcement where she discussed the First Amendment with President Donald Trump.
Even if the prayer locker helped one person, I'm just so thankful that I was still able to help that student know that someone cared for them and someone was praying for them and someone loved them. And so the fact that I got to go was just amazing, to be able to, stand up for what I believe in.
She says she will never forget hearing the stories from others and being part of the movement as the president announced the new initiatives to address religious freedom in schools. Well, it's a video that's been spreading really all across the country. An Eastern Kentucky broadcaster calling a big moment and now being remembered for a big saying. New at 11, Nick Oliver introduces us to the man who has placed Eastern Kentucky in the national spotlight.
This is awesome. 606, by God.
It's fair to say this moment has blown up and has caught the attention of not only the 606, but every other area code you could probably think of. And the voice behind the iconic call?
606, by God.
That would be Burt Gardner. He and his partner Facebook Live games all across Eastern Kentucky with their podcast. On this night, after the All-A championship between Paintsville and the Shelby Valley boys basketball teams, a tussle between a fan and a security guard led to the 606 by God saying coming to life.
I don't know, it just kind of came out, man. It just was the first thing that came to my mind, and I guess it was a good thing to say.
The saying is not just staying on the airwaves. Lexington t-shirt company Kentucky for Kentucky are also jumping in. This shirt is now on pre-sale.
It was so glorious, and Burke was just hilarious, the reactions to it. And based on the response that we've had so far online, I think it's been a thing. It just needed to happen.
In this t-shirt, only a piece of the attention Garner is now receiving.
Pretty surreal and unexpected too. I just thought I was saying what came to mind and calling a game with my buddy next to me. So didn't really expect it. Just kind of surreal.
And as for any future broadcasting contracts,
if you're out there and interested,
he's now playing the waiting game.
This is awesome. 606, by God.
In the 606, Nick Oliver, WYMT Mountain News.
Garner says while the attention is great, he's just proud to be showcasing Eastern Kentucky. Well, coming up at 11, first fires, then dust storms. Now this, we'll have more on the latest weather to hit the land down under after the break. And after a blizzard dropped more than 2 feet of snow last week, people in one eastern Canada town will finally be able to travel again.
And sunshine continues tomorrow, but more rain is on the way by the end of the week. I'll have those details coming up.